Hello and welcome. I'm joined by Bjarne Foldager, Senior Vice President of Two-Stroke Business at MAN. Thank you so much for joining me. As a technology innovator, what predictions can you make about the future of marine engines?
Well, I think first of all, I think the future is here already now. I mean, if you look at all the orders that have been placed in shipyards so far this year in Korea, Japan, and China, actually 55% of all the new contracts are now dual fuel, which is a signal that we are past the tipping point of 50%. The future is here now. In the very short term here, and short term I mean from now until 2030, I think the main target for all ship owners is really to focus on the energy efficiency of the engines at the same time as we ramp up the dual fuel. But it's important to understand that there is a huge existing fleet of more than 30,000 ships out there with big two-stroke engines. And of course, there's a lot of new building taking place now, maybe between 1,200 and 1,500 ships are being built every year. But still we have the existing fleet that also have to decarbonize and meet the long-term target. So therefore, the fuel efficiency is very important. The only way we can reach the 2030 goal that IMO have set of 40% CO2 reduction by transport volume, we can only achieve that by fuel efficiency. We will not have enough time to build enough dual fuel ships to achieve that. On the other hand, 2040 target of 70% reduction of CO2 per transport volume, we can only achieve with the new fuels, the dual fuel. So we have to do both. We have to build the ships with the new fuel capability, the clean fuels, and we have to focus on the energy efficiency. In terms of the new fuels, the ships that are being built today, are contracted today, it's already more than 1,300 ships with so-called dual fuel alternative fuels. Of course, it's a lot of LNG. I think we should probably start calling it methane instead of LNG. Methane is probably a more correct description. LNG is only the fossil-based, but if we call it methane, that means that LNG can transition over time to biomethane or eventually e-methane also. The other fuel that is very prominent in the new ships today is methanol. We have more than 170 methanol ships on order today already. It's a lot of tankers, of course, but it's also bulkers. It's VLCC. It's quite a number of car carriers now also. There's a lot of car carriers being built now to transport electrical vehicles from China to the rest of the world. Of course, they should be transported in a CO2-friendly way, and methanol engine is a solution that is preferred by many car carriers at the moment. Container ships have also been contracted with quite a lot of methanol engines, including COSCO here in China, but also Hyundai Merchant Marine, Evergreen, CMA CGM, and Maersk. A lot of container ships have been contracted now with methanol. So in terms of the long-term future, where do we see 2050? We probably see that by 2050, ammonia for sure have the potential to become the most prominent fuel of all, but also methanol and methane will continue to be very prominent fuels also for the long-term future. So we don't see a single fuel environment, we see a multi-fuel environment to reach the target for reaching carbon neutral by 2050.
And you've been developing an ammonia engine. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I mean, we have been working on the ammonia engine now since 2019, where we started on this. We have been developing it together with partners. We have partners in China, Korea, and Japan. We're also working together with one of the big traders, Trafigura. They are the co-sponsor of the ammonia development. And in Copenhagen, we have a test facility with a full-size ship engine. We actually have two, but one of the engines we dedicated for the ammonia development. So we have now built the entire system. We have the bunker facility with all the safety requirements that we need. The difference from our bunker facility on a ship is we have our bunker from a truck, I guess on a ship, most likely from a barge. We have the pipelines, we have the tanks, we have the fuel gas supply system, the double wall pipes, the fuel valve train, the ventilation system, the catchment system, and of course the engine itself. So we have been working on this now for the last 3-4 years and come quite a far way. Back in July this year, on the 3rd of July, and I remember the date very clearly, we had the first combustion. We started the engine on ammonia, and that was a very big day for us. Monday, the 3rd of July, was also the start of the MEPC 80 discussions in London. So we were so excited about that we had started the ammonia engine, so we decided to make a 911 call to IMO with the help of trade winds actually, and basically giving the message to IMO that the technology is ready. We have the methane, we have the methanol, and now we have a successful start on ammonia. So there's no need to wait for the technology to be developed. We are ready with the technology, so now we need to have the legislation. So since then, for the last 5 months, we have been running the engine on ammonia. It's a 4-cylinder engine, one of the cylinders on ammonia and the 3 remaining on diesel. And we have had very encouraging results so far. The combustion is reliable, it's predictable, and we have the same efficiency as we experience on the traditional diesel engines. On the emissions, it's preliminary results we have on emissions because it's only 1 out of 4 cylinders, but the emissions are also looking encouraging. The NOx level is lower than what we expected, it's lower than the reference on diesel. We have had some concerns about N2O, which is also referred to as laughter gas. So far, the NTO is at such a low level that it's almost impossible for us to measure it. So that's very encouraging. Some of the next steps that we are doing now is we will continue running on 1 cylinder to the end of the year, and then next year we will rebuild the entire engine to running on ammonia on all 4 cylinders. And then there's a lot of work ongoing with controlling the emissions, make sure that through the SCR system that the NOxes are reduced to be within the tier 2 and tier 3 level, and to continue to working on the reliability of the engine. In the meantime, we have started some what we call pre-pilot projects. We have a couple of projects in Japan, a couple of projects in Korea, a couple of projects in China. And our goal is to work with selective partners, selective ship owners, selective shipyards, selective engine builders to have some early seagoing experience with ammonia. And the target is now to deliver the first engine to a shipyard end of 2024 next year. Then will be built into a ship, and the ship will probably be in service at the beginning of 26. So that means by 2026, we will start to get some seagoing experience. We'll get some feedback from the crew, from the ship owner, and we'll probably have to make some adjustments. And when we are happy with the actual seagoing experience, then we can open for full sail release. And when we open for full sales release, we expect there will be quite an uptake of ammonia orders. We get the impression that the ship owners are ready for this, they're waiting for this. The shipyards, the engine builders, the whole industry, classification societies, flag states are preparing for ammonia. So it's really encouraging.
And you claim to have future-proof engines. Why is that such an important aspect of fleet management?
Yeah. So we claim that all our engines are future-proof. And what does that actually mean, and why is that important? Well, I mean, when we build a ship today, it lasts typically for 25 years and sometimes even longer. And in the meantime, the regulation is changing, the business environment continues to change. So it also means that all the ships that are built today will probably still be around by 2050. And it's important for the ship owners that he continues to have a competitive assets that is relevant for the business environment. And now, even though the ship lasts for 25 years, the environment changes so frequently and so dramatically, also with the latest MEPC 80 meetings, that ship owners they'll have to adjust and adopt their ships to this. Otherwise, he will have difficulties probably with being competitive in the market. There might be issues with the financing of the ships if the asset is not future-proof. And right now, the future-proofness is probably related to energy efficiency. How can he improve the energy efficiency? but you also have to consider how can the ship owner adopt for the new fuels. And new fuels is typically retrofitting the existing ships to, for instance, change from single fuel to LNG or methane, or from single fuel to methanol. And we have already been able to prove this in practice, that it is doable, it is possible. There is a business case for retrofitting an existing ship for new fuels. We have retrofitted more than 20 ships already from single fuel to LNG and to LPG running engines quite successfully. And now we also have quite a big order book of further ships that have to be retrofitted. And this is particularly focusing on methanol. Also yesterday we had a signing ceremony here at Marintec with COSCO, where we signed a contract to help COSCO to retrofit a number of their container ships from diesel to methanol in the future also. This is what we mean by future-proofing the engines or future-proofing the ships.
Thank you so much for your insight today. Please enjoy the rest of Marintec.
Thank you.